timbers shiver, creak and groan. The coldest water ever known. At the end of the world, with ice in my sail, companionships were left behind. A northwest passage I must find. Oh, my frozen heart fears I will fail. I've sailed around the world, I filled my decks with pearls, but how I wish I'd never heard the captain give. They feared that I shall end a wreck. I hear them whisper on my decks, counting the days since we lost the horizon. But now the ice, it has me bound. Shall I be trapped and never found? Is this the day I fated to die on? I've sailed around the world, filled my decks with furs, but how I wish I'd never heard the captain give. I've sailed around the world, I filled my decks with furs, but how I wish I'd never heard the captain give. To my delight, preserved by the snow, I see the light. Heaven is cold, heaven is cold. I sailed around the world, filled my decks with pearls, and how I'm glad that I had heard my captain give. I sailed around the world, filled my decks with pearls, and how I'm glad that I had heard my captain give. My timbers shiver, creak and groan, the coldest water ever known. At the end of the world, with ice in my sail. Hello, welcome to Guitar Trek. I am Richard J. Dowling, and every week I upload an original song. This week it's a sea shanty. I don't know. I think it's a sort of sea shanty, I guess. It's called The Word, and for me, one of the most interesting things about it is that you never actually say the word as part of the chorus. Normally, obviously, a chorus is designed for everybody to sing along. And in this one, it's left out. So I thought it would be quite a fun thing in a song. Although, I mean, I didn't start out with that intention. As usual with these things, it was like piecing together a puzzle over the few days when I wrote the song. So I had been mucking around with this. That's E major, F major, G major. Which it sort of sounds Spanish or Mexican. I mean, obviously, people who know more about music theory will be able to tell me, you know, what scale it's from. But it sounded interesting, so that was what pulled me in. But then when it came to writing the lyrics, I thought, well, how can I go in the opposite direction? So I wanted something that would be not Mexican or not Spanish sounding. So I thought, well, like a trip to the Arctic. I don't know why I came across that. I've been, a while ago, I watched the Terror, which is it's a TV series based on the book by Dan Simmons. You know, if you like science fiction, you've probably heard of Hyperion, and he wrote that, and he also wrote the Terror, and the Terror was a magnificent book, and very different as well from the TV series, which is why you can enjoy them both. Separately, as it were, because they do go in different directions, which I think is a very good way of doing a TV adaptation, so that you avoid just repeating what happens in the book exactly. But so I was really impressed with the book, because the book if you've read it, I mean, it really, you really feel, you know, I was reading, I remember reading it in summer, but getting cold because of how well it drew you into the narrative of being on an, you know, in this trapped expedition. So somewhere along the lines, I started thinking about this could be a possible subject for this song, and thinking of sailors, then that phrase, "shiver my timbers," came to mind, and I thought, well, how can I change it? Because that sound, you know, it's a bit corny. But my timbers shiver. Then that sort of unlocked the whole thing, really, because then it's a sea shanty told from the viewpoint of the ship itself. Now, I don't know if there are any Anglo-Saxon scholars amongst you, but you may remember there was a poem called "The Dream of the Rood," which is Rood, R-O-O-D, not a rude dream. It's a story told from the point of view of the cross upon which Christ was crucified. So that was something that was like, a lot of these things are sort of just ideas hanging around in the back of my head somewhere, and then you sort of trip on them as you're composing. So this, then it wrote itself fairly easily. My timbers shiver, creak and groan, the coldest water ever known, at the end of the world, with ice in my sail. I mean, it all just sort of came out. I figured in the first verse mentioned a Northwest Passage as the sort of purpose of the expedition, but because it says my timbers shiver, I mean, I think you already know that this is an old wooden ship, and the style of the song, I think it sort of comes across. I think then when I was doing this chorus, so it was A minor, F major, E, and then it sort of goes F, A minor, F, A minor, F, and I had a real difficulty trying to transition from that back into the other part of the song, and eventually I just gave up. I mean, I just couldn't figure out a way of doing it, and I thought, well, I'll just leave it as a gap, and it worked really well. So I thought, okay, well, I can take advantage of that. So and it worked really well. So if I'm leaving out a section of the song, then I could leave out a word, and it was nice to think that the word that would not be said would be the word, or the words that would not be said would be the word. It was just something I thought would be a sort of harmonious way of resolving without resolving. I don't think about it too much. It felt right. And then that was it. Basically, there's a middle eight section. I always forget when I'm going through these how-to things to mention like the middle eights usually. So again, found it very difficult to transition from the F major into anything except the E major. But then if you go to D minor, to me that feels like a desert, like Lawrence of Arabia or something. And of course, the Arctic is a desert in the sense that there's no plant life there. So I think it's nice balance, having the music maybe suggesting one thing and the lyrics suggesting another thing. So hopefully it suggests a lot of things to the listener while they're listening to it. And that's it. It's good fun. I don't know what I'm going to do with the title, but it may be. I know that sea shanties were like a thing 2 months ago, so I'm usually late at jumping on bandwagons, so I might put that in the title. I think if it's not a sea shanty, I don't know what it is. I mean, my wife said it sounds a bit like Jacques Brel, and I think it does have that sort of thing, but I don't know. I always find it very difficult describing my song. Of course, for my son, it's very easy because they all sound the same. So thank you very much. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe, like, comment, and share my videos, and let me know what you think in the comments. Take care. Bye bye.